The Whole Foodie Festival is on at Whole Foods Market through October 3rd. Save on hundreds of culinary favorites like delectable cheeses, crackers, charcuterie, olives, and chocolates for that perfectly elevated snack board. Class up the party even more with short ribs, caviar, and produce on sale. And save on a huge selection of wine, including those made with organically grown grapes, starting at $6.99. Check out the Whole Foodie Festival today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Before we start, please check out our new podcast, Good Sleep. Have you ever noticed how a calm mind can really set the stage for a good night's sleep? That's the idea behind our new podcast, Good Sleep. Greg, our host from Optimal Relationships Daily, is here to help ease you into a peaceful night's rest with some positive affirmations. And these affirmations aren't just comforting, they can help ease anxiety and nurture positive thoughts, setting you up for true good sleep. So press play on Good Sleep tonight because a good tomorrow starts with a good night's sleep. Just search for Good Sleep in your podcast app and be sure to pick the one from Optimal Living Daily. This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2916, Happiness, 5 Steps to Turn Around Your Bad Mood by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator, reading to you every day, including holidays, from the best blogs or articles I can find. And without further ado, let's get right to our next article and continue optimizing your life. Happiness, 5 Steps to Turn Around Your Bad Mood by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed, frustrated, bad mood. We've all been there. Here at Jill Fit, we believe that practicing positivity can have a huge impact on your natural way of interacting with the world, pulling you out of the victim mindset so that you can feel powerful and inspired, creating your life, not a slave to it. It is indeed a practice that gets easier the more you, practice it. Here are my 5 steps on how to turn that frown upside down in a meaningful, real way. This stuff makes an actual difference in how your life plays out. It's not fluff. No longer are you expecting and getting the worst, but instead, you're hopeful for the future, appreciative in the present, and consciously educated by your past. So next time you feel down and out, go here. Number 1, choose to be positive. This is often the hardest part. Sometimes we feel better wallowing in self-pity. It can feel good to go around telling people how bad we have it to garner pity. I've done it a million times. No way is better than the other. There's no judgment. It's just to acknowledge that we are, in fact, choosing to stay in that negative place rather than find a solution. Not ready to climb out yet? No problem. Just be mindful and come when you're ready. Number 2, name the emotion. Tal Ben-Shahar in his book, Being Happy, talks about the importance of not suppressing emotions, but instead recognizing them and allowing yourself to feel them in the moment. By doing this, we can move on more quickly. For example, if you're upset that you indulged a little too much, go ahead and notice, then name the emotion: guilt, shame, remorse, embarrassment. Going there in your mind allows for you to move on quicker, which is, of course, the point. Once you name it, you're able to more quickly let it go. We like to have our clients do something productive and physical at this point, like a 1-minute burst of burpees or squat jumps to signal a positive move beyond. Number 3, acknowledge the worst case scenario, but don't expect it. Disappointed that you have plateaued on your fat loss? Ask yourself, what would be the worst thing to happen to me if I stayed this same weight forever? Chances are the reality of the worst case scenario is not nearly as grim as you make it up to be in your head. You can handle the worst case scenario. When we don't look at the possibility of worst case scenario, we act out of fear. But when we acknowledge it, we're able to feel more in control and also see new possibilities because now we know we can always handle the worst life throws at us. Quote, "You're never given more pain than you can handle. You never, ever get more than you can take." Byron Katie. Number 4, ask yourself, what do I really want? Chances are you don't want to be unhappy, frustrated, or guilty. You might justify your negative attitude by exasperatingly explaining your circumstances arguing your point, or making excuses. But the bottom line is that all your self-generated excuses are not serving you. All they do is uphold your own bad mood, which is what you say you don't want. So cut out the middleman and just take responsibility for the circumstances, or at least your attitude toward them, and move on. Besides, this is what you want, yes? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be free? The only person your justifications hurt is yourself. And number 5, find one thing for which to be grateful in any situation. Gratitude is literally a game changer. And as Coach Jillian says, it is the opposite of complaining. When you're complaining, you cannot be grateful, and vice versa. When you show appreciation for anything, you're turning the tides on your negative attitude. Upset about overeating dessert? Well, I'm grateful because now I know what it feels like to be stuffed and feel physically sick, and I'll be more mindful next time. Frustrated with a friend or partner? Well, I'm grateful to have people in my life that are different from me because it exposes me to new ideas and ways of thinking. Even though I may not agree, I am grateful for the exposure. Get cut off on the way to work? Well, I'm grateful that I did not get in an accident. When you do this, you don't need to make excuses or wish things were different. Is it rude of someone to cut you off? Well, of course, but what can you really do about it? You're the one who's upset. The person who cut you off is not thinking about it, believe me, so you move on too. Literally, you can do this in any situation, and it is a game changer. I mentioned in blogs last year that I had some personal challenges, and honestly, these techniques turned things around for me, especially number 5. When you can find the lesson in even the worst of circumstances, you'll be 1,000 times happier. When you can see struggles as a gift, it makes you feel more relaxed, unattached, and just okay. I know from experience. I want you to know that I never talk about anything in these blogs that I myself have not experienced. Last year was the year of resiliency, and this year is the year of pushing forward in a big, positive way. I hope you are all with me. You just listened to the post titled Happiness, 5 Steps to Turn Around Your Bad Mood by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com.
This episode is brought to you by Pete's. Few things start your day better than a good coffee. That's why Pete's hand roast their coffee from a specific selection of high-quality beans. And they don't just put those beans into anyone's hands. Pete's trains their roasters for 10,000 hours so they can master the roast that gives you the most. Pete's Coffee. Coffee for coffee people. Find Pete's online or at your local retailer.
The Whole Foodie Festival is on at Whole Foods Market through October 3rd. Save on hundreds of culinary favorites like delectable cheeses, crackers, charcuterie, olives, and chocolates for that perfectly elevated snack board. Class up the party even more with short ribs, caviar, and produce on sale. And save on a huge selection of wine, including those made with organically grown grapes, starting at $6.99. Check out the Whole Foodie Festival today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
And thank you to Jill. Another 5 steps. We had 5 steps over the weekend when we talked about getting change to stick. And then actually another 5 steps coming up on Friday talking about catching up. And with that said, the last thing I want is for you to listen to this show and feel like more gets added to your to-do list, because that's not what it's about. It's about framing your day with some positivity and really a practice of remembering to basically do good, healthy things like checking in, watching your thoughts, and so on. We need these reminders because they're not easy. Simple maybe, but not easy. But anyway, back to today's post, and this relates to what I was just saying. It definitely happens to me where I have a bad dream maybe, or don't sleep well, and I'm already starting the day on the wrong foot. Like I can have an argument with someone in my dream, and then have a weird feeling about that person that day. That's a normal phenomenon. But with a little bit of framing and remembering, I can reverse that and actually laugh about the whole thing. Remembering and reflecting, that's key. Hopefully this podcast helps you do that. It does for me. So thank you for coming back to listen every day and remembering along with me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.